This is the first time I've seen this space since it's been redeveloped, and it's absolutely been transformed from when I first saw it. It was an old, almost derelict building, wasn't quite derelict, but it was an old building with old fittings, old lighting, old heating. The boiler was decommissioned and it was one single space that wasn't much use to anybody. But now, as we walk around, you'll see it's completely transformed. It's a modern office space that are used by 3 separate businesses, and it looks absolutely fantastic. As I said, this is the first time I've seen it myself completed, so you know, I'm pretty impressed myself this morning. So this area, I kind of remember what it looked like before. It wasn't a defined space, but you can see this a fantastic modern conference facility. We've got central heating, which is run off a very efficient condensing boiler in the back, so it's a very energy efficient solution for heating. We've got LED lighting throughout, again very energy efficient, and yeah, just fantastic. This is the boiler, not much to look at, but this pipe here means it's a condensing boiler, very efficient, and that's looking after heating for the whole building, so that's great stuff. And that insulation goes right throughout over the suspended ceiling in there. And it is 100mm Celotex. So this is a separate unit occupied by Beck Wealth Management, and this is part of the same development. This originally was part of the same open derelict space, but now, as you can see, it's a separate accessible unit from the street, and it's the same specification, LED lighting, and if you come from this way, you see that it's serviced by the same central heating system, so there are 3 units, all accessing the very efficient boiler, and have this you know, great high-spec office space to be used, you know, by Beck Wealth Management. So great success story. Unit number 3, occupied by the PWS group, and as you can see, it's the same spec as the other areas. A fantastic solution for all 3 companies. The heating system is operated by the same central boiler, so they all get the efficiency of that condensing boiler. LED lights throughout, another fantastic office space, and what a great solution. Thank you for allowing us to come in and take your time today. Could you tell us a little bit about how you first found out about Locase and how you got to know about the team?
Yeah, originally I went to a business networking event at Southend Airport, I believe. Really just to find out what was happening in my local town, local area, planning, etc. In the Hockley area there's a lot of residential development going on, so I wanted to be aware of the opportunities that created. And Locase had a pitch there. Fantastic. So that's how I found out.
This obviously is a fantastic looking space here. It looks you know, stunning, and I know that our contribution as far as Grant is just a small part of that. What sorts of things did Locase actually assist with in your
I think originally one of our biggest costs is energy. So our electricity bill was significant, and we were looking at ways of reducing that, and the main one would be LED lighting. So we changed all of the lighting throughout the shop to LED, plus we made changes to all the air conditioning because our heating system was inefficient and expensive.
Fantastic. The scheme does involve paperwork and there is administration process. How did you find that? Was it
I mean, to be honest, everything in business involves paperwork. So your paperwork was no more difficult or no more onerous than any other paperwork.
That's good to hear, because it is a worry. We know that forms have to be filled in. Yeah. It is a criticism involved.
Well, I think ultimately, you know, you are trying to get funding. You know, it shouldn't be a sign on the dotted line, off it goes. You've got to present a case forward for it. So I didn't find it difficult in any way.
Great to hear. What's the future? Just as far as your plans of development, expansion, or
Well, now we've completed this premises. We've got another premise in Southend, which we had a substantial refurbishment in 2014. And we're going to do some energy changes to that one. So we're hoping to achieve some funding towards that, changing some of the lighting to LED and once again the energy for heating, etc. And then possibly looking for a third premises in 2018.
Super. Is there anything that you would have done differently, or anything that was a frustration during your process?
No, I don't think so.
Right answer.
Yes, I probably would have spent less. Apart from that, no, that's been very good.
You've spent the money, but it certainly shows that it's a fantastic space here. It's very impressive when you first walked in. And thanks again for your time to give us a bit of feedback on how it went. And thanks very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Cheers. Okay, well here we are at Cycle UK, which is great to be back because this is the tail end of a journey where I first came in and spoke to the business about a move that we're going to make, and we were able to help them in a small way to do that move. If I asked James if we could just talk a little bit about the process. How did you find the actual administration side of it, and what did you think about how onerous the paperwork was?
It was fine. I mean, obviously the form's fairly detailed to actually get across what it was that we were doing and why we were applying for the grant, but nothing excessive. I mean, obviously once that all went through, you gave us some good guidance about what we might need to sort of look at. Not necessarily changing the document, but giving us guidance about how to fill it out and how to get it done in a quick fashion. Because as we were talking about earlier, we had quite a small time frame to get the grant in. Or the application for the grant, because we were moving a couple of months later.
Yeah.
So obviously, with your help, we got the application in quite quickly.
Great stuff. And could you explain a bit about the move? What actually did you do? Did you consolidate two premises, or I mean, it's obviously a great facility you have here. How did you come to get here?
Yeah, eventually it was two. We started with, so we moved from Radium Cell head office and warehousing, so that's here. And then we've closed the shop we had in Basildon, so we put the showroom in here. So we've got the two places are closed and one unit here. Our web facility goes from here, and my showroom obviously, which we're in, and head office upstairs.
Fantastic. Yeah. And you're obviously a low carbon company, which is why we assist you in the first place. But I also see you've got lots of low carbon stuff in here, like LED lights and that kind of stuff. Is that something that your company generally strives to do? Are you aiming to be?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say obviously in more recent history, that's kind of where we want to be. Because, like you say, with the products we sell and stuff to work schemes, obviously the intention of that is to be low carbon. So every time we're looking at lighting and things like that, it's always going to be the way we want to go and sort of fit into the business model.
So to encourage low carbon in Basildon as well, because the cycle network in Basildon is really, really good. So the cycle paths, people don't have to go on the roads much, so it's good to try and encourage the businesses around here to get their staff cycling.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your time. Best of luck and growth for the future. And it's been great doing business.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah,
Cheers.
thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.